Okay, we're going to go into the port ship's passageway. This connects all three pieces of the inside of the forward part of the ship. The main cabin, the mess deck, and berthing compartment down here, and the engine room where we'll go next. The engine room is plenty roomy. And the equipment, we got air conditioning plant is over here. It's seawater cooled. Also down here is the electrical gear to convert the shore tie from single phase 208 to 3-phase 440 for the ship service.
That's the fire pump.
That's the fire pump. And this is the space heater. It's just a house boiler, 75,000 BTU per hour. Over here is the circuit breaker panel. The one forward is the 110 panel, and the one to the right, to starboard, is the 440 panel. Going continuously, going clockwise. We have the three blue transformers. That's for the converting the 440 ship service to 110 for the various 110 units. It's also the air compressor primarily for the horn. It's not really a kind of a compressor you would use to run a piece of equipment, but it's fine for the air horn.
And we have the.
And this is the bilge pump operation here. Get the. This is the bilge pump here, controlled on the bulkhead, and two valves. There's one valve, and then there's a skin valve over here to control the bilge pump. Very powerful pump, by the way. Number one main engine. Yeah, that's seawater suction, and the valves for that are under the deck here. Forward ship service generator. After ship service generator. Over here we have on each side we have four of these accumulator bottles. They're the accumulator bottles for the hydraulic starting system for the main engines. We have two hydraulic electric pumps to charge that system, and it takes about from cold start takes about 20 minutes to power it up. And after we run it to start an engine, it takes about a minute and a half to recover from that. Maybe 45 seconds to a minute. Battery pack back here is for the starting system for the generators. There are two 12-volt batteries in series for 24 volts.
And we have the shaft tech for each shaft.
Right. Now the two bottles here are an old oily water separator system. I didn't have the filters for it, so I took it out of service. And we're very careful now to use sorbent pads so we don't pump anything over the side that isn't clear. More accumulator bottles here. And the way we maintain the charge on the generators, used to have a so-called constant volt, but that failed about 10 years ago. We now have individual battery chargers on each battery.
And this is the house freshwater system.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I want to get a few seconds of what the generator panel looks like.
Under the ladder here, we have the house hot water system. It's a 110 AC hot water heater that was installed about a month ago.
So it's still running? We're back up in the tortuous passageway. This cabinet has spares for things like fuses are in here, the electrical fittings, and a whole bunch of different screws and nuts and washers and stuff like that. Again, the tortuous passageway is what connects all of the compartments together. I think we can do that into the main hall. Let's go to the main cabinet.
One last thing also is we have the ladder for going up to the bridge on the interior, but it is blocked off. We've never used it because we use this for storage. Got a scuttlebutt which is not in use, not in service.
All right, in the main cabin here, in the States we had two people living here. The CO and the chief engineer lived up here. In Vietnam we had an extra officer and the Vietnamese interpreter, if we had one, slept up here. So there were 4 people here. As you can see, I've made a new living room for myself, and one of my guys built this nice comm center over here. This cabinet is used to be my cabinet for VCR tapes, when there were such a thing as VCR. Head for the head is out of service here. We don't use this head. We use the sink, but not the shower.
Could be put back in service. Just a little bit of plumbing work needed.
Yes.
But this is the shower. As you see, it's more valuable to us as a storage space. Pantry for the galley, and
That's for oceanographic instrument. It was installed by the college. I have a second transducer in there, but I think it's fouled out of service. I haven't used it in quite some time. Mess deck and galley. It always impressed me that in Vietnam, no matter what conditions were, and anybody who's ridden Lady B would say she's a lively boat. We had a CS2, a second-class cook, who provided three hot meals a day out of this little galley, and that little pantry, and a freezer in the main hold. 3 hot meals a day for 4 days, sometimes 6 days straight. An incredible feat.
so we have a microwave, and the oven and the hot plate, all operable.
Right.
All work well,
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, we used to do a lot more cooking. Before we go too far, let's stop here and take a look at the wine cellar. It's a void, but I put it to work as a wine cellar.
You can see some of the iron over here that was placed to make her stiffer.
Right, right. Can you lift this up? Thank you.
This is the fire suppression system that the halon bottles are attached to. No?
It's a separate alarm system.
Oh, separate alarm. Okay.
The halon is manually released.
Oh, okay. I always thought this was a controller because of.
Well, let's put it this way, I've never gotten it working.
Okay.
You're right, it may be connected automatically. I certainly wouldn't keep it automatic now.
We have our sound-powered phone station. They work actually very well.
Here we have what we called, affectionately called the broom closet. We had 2 guys living in here in the States and 3 in Vietnam. The cook and the first-class bosun mate and the ET lived in here. So I've got a sleep number here, a mattress which is very light, easily folded out of the way at night, or folded down at night, not in the daytime. And in Vietnam we had, and in the States, we had 6 people living in here. I've removed some of the lockers, as you can see, but there were 3 bunks on each side, and they shared this head and shower. Now, I use the head only for emergencies. I spend as much time as possible up on the beach because this goes into a tank, which we'll show you in a minute.
That's the overboard discharge for the holding tank, the controller.
Right. The pump. And then
that's the internal valve. That's the skin valve for the holding tank.
and you can probably see the holding tank in there.
Yeah.
It's a 100-gallon polyethylene tank. Okay, and I don't think you can see it. No, you can't see it. They're more the ballast.
Yeah, we have that iron all through the ship. And that's the emergency exit from the crew quarters.